And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and review for today's episode of Andor, Season 1, Episode 6. Now, in this episode, we finally get to... Oh, by the way, spoilers if you have not seen this episode. I suggest you go back and watch this episode because this was a good one. This was a very good episode, and I really enjoyed it. So, in this episode, we finally get to see our Rebel Alliance go into that base and take what they wanted to take. And in this case, they wanted to take credits. And let's face it, it's basically gold they taken, okay? So they go into the base, they basically want to take the gold and fly off with it. You know, that's why they had the Imperial, uniforms on. That's why they had to pretend to be one of them, so that way they can get into the base easily, easier than, than normal. And of course, get the rest of the team in there as well. So Cassian and the team literally, split into groups. One group will stay back and keep an eye out. The other group went in there as the Imperial, soldiers to pretty much go in there and make sure that the other Imperial officers, comply with their demands were. Which basically, it was kind of like a hostile takeover in a weird way. You have one Imperial soldier, he's there, he brought his family with him, they all get taken. And it was kind of like watching a bank robbery, but with Star Wars, so at least that was pretty interesting to see. We got to see them successfully kind of do it. And, a couple bumps along the way. Obviously you can't have a perfect robbery without something going wrong. A couple soldiers started questioning them about, why they're here. And then one of the guys who pretended to be one of them, he had that, I guess, the higher rank badge on. So it made it look like he was the higher up. So he was giving them direct orders. And then, of course, the shootouts happened. And the one who was pretending to be in charge, he gets killed. And, Cassian and the others, they barely almost make it. The tech guy who was with them, he gets injured to the point where, he croaks at the end. So, spoiler for that. But it comes at the end because I think he got shot, but he also got crushed by, I guess they had the weight of the credits that they were carrying, which is a lot because, it's gold and all that. So, it's kind of like that. So, that kind of, it was in the ship and it crushed him. So, there's that. So, couldn't come back from that. But I have a theory about him, towards the end. The one thing I really liked about this was that the aggressiveness from the rebels, towards the, kind of like, the Empire was, very hardcore in a weird way. They were really, especially the guys who were just there watching the gold or whatever, the credits. I say gold because the color is gold. So, they were very aggressive with them, and I thought that was pretty interesting to see rebels who, they always fear they don't fear the Empire, but then we're never ever that pushy in a way, So it was kind of interesting to see that, and I kind of liked it. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then, of course, we saw Cassian. He started having the arguments with one of the other guys, especially the guy he didn't really trust him, the one who found out that he had the necklace on. He tells him a whole weird plan about, oh yeah, I'm taking my cut, and then I'm thinking I'm just going to leave these guys and maybe take their cuts. So it's like, maybe you want to join me? I'm thinking to my head, why would you tell somebody that, especially if a guy you don't trust? So it's very odd that he would tell him that, so I thought that was pretty interesting. Of course, Cassian wasn't hearing it, killed him too, so he's gone, and then he's like, hey, he tells the main girl, the leader, he goes, hey, listen, he was going to betray you and take all your stuff and leave you here, and I took care of him for you, just give me my cut and I'm out, because, so he decides to leave, and he takes the tech guy's book, which, by the way, I feel like he's going to bring him back as the robot that he always hangs out with from Rogue One. So, I could be wrong about that, but that's just my guess. Because, the robot guy is supposed to be showing up pretty soon. I hope this season, or maybe next season, but still. Yeah, and then, of course, the ending shows Skarsgård's character talking to the police guy. and he's like, "Hey, I heard about that robbery." And then it just ends like right there. So does he know? Does he not know? Is he kind of getting close to figuring out that Skarsgård's character is working with the rebellion? And would that lead to Mon Mothma? A lot of questions to be answered, but still, very good episode. I really enjoyed it, especially seeing the rebels start to take a course of action against the Empire. You know, it's basically starting the spark that leads the rebellion to be who they are. So we're getting close to that. We're gonna see it eventually fold into Rogue One. I'm not sure how many seasons we're gonna get. I think 2 or 3. I heard. But if it all ends up leading into Rogue One, or even a little bit before, after Rogue One, that's cool. So I'm excited to see more. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about Andor today's episode. Did you guys like it? Not like it? Are you guys watching the show at all? Leave a comment below. Let me know. Subscribe for more. And thank you very much. And have a good day.